This video will be going over the Heavensward Paladin quest that span levels 50 to 60. In the quest, an exemplary example, Genlands tells us that our deeds in uncorrupting the Paladin Order has caused many promising recruits to join up, and Genland asks us to travel to Camp Blue Fog to give them a speech. We meet Owen, who is conducting drills with a paladin named Phyllis. Knowing that the Warrior of Light is more of a silent protagonist, Owen instead asks us to kill some basilisks to show the recruits how cool we are. After killing just one, all the recruits think we are just so cool, so we head back to Ul'dah to talk to Genlands. Genlands thanks us for our time, but we are approached by a Lalafell by the name of Papashan. He has us meet him in the yard to talk. Papashan is concerned of Sulk Zegil, who helped us deal with the corruption in the Paladins Guild. Sulk left us to find the Oathkeeper, a sword of the Paladin Order. Word is he found it some time ago but lost contact. Papashan says Sulk was last known to be in Ishgard. In the quest, The Paladin Who Cried Wolf, Papashan sends us to Falcon's Nest since that's where Sulk was last known to be. After talking to the people of Falcon's Nest, we learn that Sulk was ambushed by bandits. 100 Eyes said he buried Sulk himself near Camp Riversmeet. Along the way, we meet a man named Constante being attacked, and after rescuing him, Constante tells us that Sulk was killed by a group called Death's Embrace. Papashan calls us and has us follow Constante, as he may know more than he lets on. Turns out Sulk told Constante a lot about us. Constante also tells us of how he met Sulk, and how he pestered Sulk to teach him about being a paladin. Constante wants us to reclaim Oathkeeper himself as a form of vengeance for Sulk, and we agree to help. In the quest Big Solarits to Fill, Constante finds a note in Sulk's journal about a spot by the river, and we go to see what that's about. At the spot, Constante finds Sulk's Solarits, which he proudly dons. We also find his coronet and a trail of blood that we follow to a Death's Embrace ambush. We cut them down, and Constante is disappointed the bandits didn't have Oathkeeper with them. So we return to Falcon's Nest, and Constante tells us that long ago his mother's caravan was raided on its way to Tailfeather. Sulk was able to put the pieces together and told Constante it was probably Death's Embrace that killed his mother. Constante is even more motivated to dismantle Death's Embrace. In the quest Hey Soul Crystal, Constante gets word from a friend that they have a letter from Sulk to Constance and Tailfeather, so we head over. Their friend Grimold is confused why Enrid would send letters the slow way, but the letter itself says a gift was left for Constante in the 100th Throes. Inside the gift is a soul and some thigh armor. Constante has no idea what to make of it and heads to Riversmeet. At Sulk's grave, we meet up with Genlands, where the Paladin souls resonate with Genland's soul, but Constante's does not resonate. In the quest All According to Plan, Constante says that he hasn't been making progress because they've been following Sulk's path instead of finding a new one to Death's Embrace. So he heads to talk to 100 Eyes. Constante asks 100 Eyes how Sulk died, but 100 Eyes dodges the question. Constante gives up and decides to continue pursuing Death's Embrace. We speak to Emerisil, who tells us of a group attacking an airship delivering supplies to the Sea of Clouds. With no further leads, Constante heads to the Sea of Clouds. At the Rose House, a knight tells us that they have Death's Embrace on the run, so we go to rout them. We kill them and find them carrying some paladin gauntlets, and Constraint's confusion only deepens. In the quest This Little Sword of Mine, 100 Eyes was injured fighting off a pack of wolves and we need to see him. Before dying, 100 Eyes tells us to dig up Sulk's grave and give what we find to Constante. At the grave, we find a chest with the paladin's surcoat. Angry, Constante goes to confront 100 Eyes, but he is too late. 100 Eyes has already passed. Papashan is here and has Constante meet him at Lancegate. At Lancegate, it is revealed that Soxigil is alive, and the one who orchestrated everything all to give Constante his armor, and to put him on a path of being a true paladin, so that Oathkeeper can be returned properly. At that moment, the paladin soul in Papashan's possession resonates with Constante's. Afterwards, our own also resonates with Constante's, however our reaction is more intense. Our stones are at odds and can cause their own destruction. To prevent this, we fight Constante and force our oath over his. We win, and Sulk reveals he had Oathkeeper this entire time. That and the stone we found at 100 Throws belong to the first paladin, and Sulk wants to fight us to have it regain its lost light. We win, and Constante's and Sulk's soul crystals' lights are absorbed by our own. We take Oathkeeper, and the sword is aglow with the light of a paladin, which we hand over to Genlands since it belongs with the Sultansworn.